Today, Derek and I are breaking down the 2021 Clemson recruiting class. We're going to be going through each member of this class, breaking down our thoughts as fans of Clemson football on how we feel like these players are going to fit in to the Clemson culture and the Clemson program moving into next season. Again, we're just two Clemson grads that love nothing more to talk a little bit more about Clemson football. So stay tuned, stick with us, help us out, like and subscribe as we break down the Clemson 2021 recruiting class.
Marcus Tate, 4-star offensive guard out of Miami, Florida. We have a lot of Florida guys in this class, and I'm biased because I'm from Florida, so I recognize it. But he's the number 8 overall guard in the class, number 20 player from the state of Florida, 128th overall player in the country, and he's already 6'5", 318 pounds, which it's just mind-blowing thinking about an 18-year-old of that size, although we have plenty in this class who are that size, but ridiculous. And he is already enrolled, so he came in January as well. So, Eric, give me one word for this guy.
As someone that can't break 160 pounds, I don't understand what they're feeding these kids to get them over 300 at 18 years old. But my one word for this kid is pizzazz. And I'll tell you why. He's one of the better offensive lineman prospects in South Florida in the last few years. Obviously, he's number 8 position class. He could play tackle or guard, but I think that he needs to find some fight. He needs to find some anger. And we'll talk about a couple other offensive guard and center perspectives that we've got coming up in Tristan Lay. He needs to find that bite. He needs to get away from some of this finesse stuff. High school is one thing. Like I said, college is a whole nother level of big boys coming after you. And I'm hoping that Marcus Tate can take from the Tristan Lays of the world that we're bringing in, and some of our, Jackson Carmens that are going to potentially still be with us, and learn to get some fight.
Yes. So it's interesting seeing a guard coming out of South Florida that's so highly ranked. Usually that area is nothing but speed and athleticism. I do love his swagger that he brings. My word for him was development. I think he's got every tool to not only make it in college, but to also make it to the NFL. He's got the right size. He is light on his feet. He does have finesse. If he does learn to be a little more aggressive. But like when you watch, it's really hard watching film on these linemen because it's like watching a Blind Side movie. Like these dudes are just 100 pounds heavier than like who they're playing against. They're 4 inches taller. They can do whatever they want, but like, are they finishing plays? Are they playing to and through the whistle? Are they just trying to demolish the other person? And the only reason we're as hyper-focused and hypersensitive to it is looking at this past year, we're like, yeah, our line could pass block easily, but they were not nearly aggressive enough and maybe not athletic enough to be aggressive physical run blockers, which is just not an issue Clemson should have based on the recruits that we have coming in. So I think he has the opportunity to come in and do fantastic. We do have some people moving on from our offensive line this year. I don't expect him to be an immediate starter, one, because that's a tough task to ask for a lineman. But I think he's going to need to come in 318 pounds. He's probably going to need to drop some bad weight, add some good weight. But my word for him was swagger. Like, I think this guy has all the confidence in the world. I think he's going to come in. I think with some of the other players that we have coming, he can find that bite and be a 3-year starter for us. But my word for him is going to be swagger.
Yeah, and I think, we talk about development and swagger, and we talk about the fact that he's 318 pounds coming out of high school, 6'5". Yeah, he's going to be a good blocker. He's going to be a good pass blocker. But the one thing that we were missing last year was that speed and that bite and that aggressiveness. And looking at tape on Will Shipley, he likes to run outside. He likes athletic linemen that can move and get blocks on the second level, because if Will Shipley gets into space and gets past that, he's gone. But we need linemen that have that bite, have that ability, that anger to open up holes and to attack the defense. And I agree with you that he needs to lose some bad weight. He needs to pick up some aggressiveness. And our offensive line in general, looking back to last year, needs a lot of this. And hopefully some of these young guys can come in with that fight and that determination to maybe win a starting role, in the sense that we don't really have many names coming back. So there's some opening there, or at least there's going to be a fight in this locker room on who the starting 5 will be for our offensive linemen. which I think is a good thing.
Hey, competition is never a bad thing, that's for sure.
That's our breakdown. If you enjoy our content, help us out, like, subscribe to our channel, add a comment below. We'll be breaking down every single 2020 recruit from the 2021 Clemson class in the near future, so check out the Tiger Football Talk YouTube channel and go Tigers!